This is me speaking to an audience of hundreds of people. So how does that compare to this, speaking to a camera? I'll walk you through the 7 key differences that I've found. No matter if you're a YouTuber wanting to do some public speaking or you're a comfortable public speaker wanting to start a YouTube channel, hopefully this video will add some value to your day. Growing up, I always had a hard time with public speaking, almost to the point I felt I was gonna black out. I've learned to handle it though, so today I'm never nervous going up on stage. I can have some jitters sometimes, but that's more from excitement rather than nervousness. And a week ago I started this YouTube channel, so I thought I'd walk you through the 7 differences I've found so far between speaking in front of people and speaking to a camera. Number 1 is rehearsal. With public speaking, you want to know your presentation by heart. That's what's going to make you comfortable on stage. If you know the first 3 to 5 minutes by heart, and then you can use the teleprompter a little bit, that is what's going to make your speech successful. With YouTube, it's easier to cut the presentation up piece by piece and learn a piece at a time, so you don't have to learn and know the whole presentation by heart. Number 2, fear of speaking in front of people. So with public speaking, you need to overcome the fear of standing there on stage, being the main focus of attention. And you can do that by preparing, lowering your cortisol levels, upping your oxytocin levels by, for example, watching pictures of your kids before going on stage. You also learn to embrace that thing you feel in your body before going on stage, because fear and excitement manifests the same in the body. So if you identify that feeling as excitement instead of fear, you're gonna be better off. When speaking to a camera, it's just about being comfortable speaking to a camera, which I'll tell you, I'm still not comfortable speaking to a camera. And when it comes to vlogging and vlogging outside, when it's people around, that's just, I don't know if I ever will be comfortable with that. But it's something like with public speaking that you just have to practice, and practice makes perfect. Number 3, mess ups. So in the beginning of your speaking career, when you mess up, you just completely blank and you just stand there, you freeze and you don't say nothing. There's just a long, awkward pause. What I learned to do was to, when I just blank on something, maybe I walk over to the computer, I look at my notes, but I do it deliberately so people think it's part of the presentation. That way, it's not awkward to anyone, it's not awkward to you, it's not awkward to the audience. YouTube, on the other hand, it's just a reshoot, right? You just press stop, you just re-record whatever you did, and then it's on to the next one. Number 4, keeping attention. When speaking in front of an audience, you need to keep things exciting throughout. You need to drop things like changing body language, using a prop, drawing on a board, things to keep the dopamine levels up for the audience throughout the presentation. Making videos, however, it's way easier. You can add text easier, you can just add B-roll, you can add sound effects, you can add stuff in way easier than you could when you're speaking in front of an audience. So it's way more work when you're public speaking to keep dopamine levels up and keeping the audience engaged. Number 5, the first 8 seconds. When speaking in front of people, you want to try and get their attention as quickly as possible. Although you might be able to win them back even if you lose them in the beginning, you still want to try and earn that attention quickly. With YouTube, it's a completely different story. If you don't earn the attention in the first 5 to 8 seconds, people are going to click away to something else. Therefore, the first 5 to 8 seconds are the most critical of your YouTube video. Number 6, filler words like "you know" or which totally detracts from the message you're trying to get across. With public speaking, you just have to learn your presentation well enough and be comfortable enough to remove all the filler words. I recommend you do that by practicing with a friend, for example, and him or her telling you every time you have a filler word. With YouTube, it's way easier, right? You can just watch yourself back and recut and refilm whatever you need to do. And finally, number 7, time. With public speaking, you want to rehearse your presentation so you know how long it is. Most of the time you want to keep it to 15 to 18 minutes unless you have a time slot that you need to fill. With YouTube though, you can recut and edit your video afterwards to fit whatever time frame you need. So you can see it's way harder to keep an audience engaged and keep the dopamine levels up when you're public speaking. I will definitely talk more about public speaking in a future video. In this video, I deliberately simply talked about the differences. Now it's time for lunch and it's raining outside, so wish me luck.